leads net. I don't know about you, but you've all gone through probably a Google ad, or you've gotten an email, or clicked on something in a newsletter, or a banner ad, only to be thrown to the homepage of this company, and you have now no idea how to get back to that product. Is that not very frustrating? You don't want to do that to your customer. So how do you avoid that? Dawn, you build a landing page. So what is a landing page? A landing page is simply a web page. And what makes it special is because it's got information on just one promotion, one subject, one service of yours. It's focused so that your customer, when they get there, say, oh, that's the best banner, and there's a product I was thinking of. So that's how you use it. Well, what does it look like? This is an ad we have on one of our websites. It's a banner ad. It's for one of our Pure Success title series lines. And when the user clicks on it, we don't throw them to our homepage. We throw them to a landing page that's consistent in look and feel, and it talks just about that product. And the one thing they can do on that page, there's a big button. It says Buy Now. That's it. They can't go anywhere else.
So how can you implement this? This, you can see, is from a blog. But even if you do article marketing, let's say you like writing articles and you submit them to other websites, always include links back to your website that contains precisely the information that you're just talking about here. So you're going from same subject to same subject, and you're giving people the ability to find you and position yourself as that expert. So now how do your visitors find you if you haven't stumbled across a link? Well, this is what we talked about is search engine optimization. Sort of like that little mystical child that everybody mutters about but nobody fully understands. Basically, search engine optimization takes words, keywords. Think about who you do business for, how you do business. Brainstorm. Ask other people, if you were looking for my company on the web, what would you search under? Take those words, incorporate them into the copy within your web pages. Use them for the titles for your web pages. There are things called meta tags and title tags and alt tags that sort of sit on the back end where somebody like myself or somebody who's been reading up, any one of you guys who have been reading up on SEO work, would be able to implement and make your site more relevant and easier to find under those terms. You use it because it helps you to qualify the leads, the people that come into your website. They are searching for you. They are specifically looking for your business. So these people need you.
So, she was just talking about keywords and their ranking and their relevance. What you need to know is the word automotive and automotive training are totally different to a search engine. And what you want to do is create the best, most relevant keyword phrases for your products. Here's an example. Here's Google. We search on the word automotive. If you were to look down page after page of this, you will never find Thompson Delmar Learning. But if you were to put in automotive training, we come up somewhere around 3. So why is that? Because we optimize on the word automotive training, not on the word automotive. You don't want to use those general terms because if someone puts in automotive, they may be looking for a car, they may be looking for insurance. We don't want that. We want the people that know what they want, and that's what our product is. So now we're going to get into some of those more advanced or power tools. These are going to take you maybe a little bit more time to implement or learn how to use, and they might cost you a little bit more money, but they provide really good results. So, are you emailing strategically? I'm sure every one of you in your daily lives use email all the time. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, are you sitting down and are you creating campaigns targeted to certain markets, to do certain things, to get people to move in a certain direction down your sales funnel to buy the product? And can you see what they're doing and make changes necessary changes to make sure that you are going to be successful? Well, if you're not, what you need to do is find an email software application that you can use. These software applications will allow you to database your list. You can chunk and filter out who you want to talk to, and you can send specific targeted campaigns to each of those groups, and you can set up scheduling so it happens automatically. And they provide excellent reporting tools, so after you send out the campaign, you know what people clicked on, you know if they even opened your email, forwarded it. So you have some really good information to make those emails successful. So what does it look like? Well, this is a sample of a templated email update that we send out to our markets. We send out about 44 different ones of these every month. Some best practices: use a short subject line. We try to stay between 40 and 60 characters. It's very hard to write a 40-character subject line, but it's really important because we've seen that our open rates increase when we use short subject lines. We want to be consistent with web branding. If somebody's been to your website and then they get your email, they should know that it's all the same company. So you want to consider that as you design your template. We want to make sure that it's subject specific. This is for our graphic design communication list. We wouldn't ever send this to our nurses. They wouldn't care. They'd never open it. We want to make sure that we use images because people like to click on images. So make sure you at least have 1 or 2 images, and that when they click, they're taken to a page where they can do an action that you want them to do. We also want to make sure that we put some call to action buttons on that page, a buy now button, or a contact us for more information. And of course, another thing you need to know is there's federal regulation out there called canned spam. We do not have time to talk about it today, but it's in your resources. You definitely want to read up on that. One of the things that you have to do, not only do you have to have your postal address on every email, you have to have an opt-out on every commercial email that you send, marketing email, has to have an opt-out. So if somebody gets on your list, they can quickly get out. So you want to make sure that that's on every one of your templates.
So now the question is, how do you get that list? How do you build a list? Besides going to shows and making sure that you're asking people for their email addresses at your storefront, one of the tools that I use is called an opt-in list, and I pay for an autoresponder system. So in this example, we have a new magazine coming out called Capital Women, and part of building their list, and what we incorporated is that we have the Capital Women Top 100, where somebody will come in, nominate a Capital Woman to be on the list, but at the same time, there will be a benefit for the person, for the individual who gets nominated. There's also a benefit to us. We now have captured not 1, but 2 people's contact information. I have the information and the email for the person who made the nomination, as well as the name and the email address for the woman who has been nominated. Okay? The woman who has been nominated will get her picture and advertising done on the website, so there is incentive all around. And as Capital Women builds and grows, we have an email list that we can send information out to tell them about new products and services. Another thing that you can do is offer a free e-course or give them a free e-book if they give you their information.